I know I'm not the only one whose mouth was watering when I saw the Kunafa Bars go viral on TikTok. Those look so good and so decadent. And once I tried it, I was like, yeah, I need to figure out how to recreate this scent because this smells so delicious, so delectable. And it'll be a beautiful scent, something that people aren't used to really having, and something that will be very unique for a skincare business. So I decided to recreate this fragrance. I created a pistachio body butter with a secret ingredient, and I also made the fragrance oil that pairs well with this Kunafa bar, and I cannot wait to share this with you. What's up, my beautiful entrepreneurs? We are going to start off strong with our base for this pistachio body butter. And the first ingredient we're going to be using is mango butter. Now, mango butter is a really nice soft butter. It's going to be a little bit softer than the shea butter, but it is very moisturizing and it doesn't have much of any scent to it. So this is going to pair well with something like a pistachio chocolate bar. So we're going to be using this in at 48%. Then we're going to be using Kapakua butter. Now, Kapakua butter is extremely moisturizing. It's a really great butter for the winter months, and it's just very light in scent, and it really has a lightweight texture as well. And we're going to be using this in at 19%. Then we're going to be using coconut oil, and this is going to be an unrefined coconut oil. We want to make sure that this is going to be the oil that is going to still be firm at room temperature or in colder temperatures, and it's going to allow for the body butter to have a nice texture and still be nice and smooth even in the winter and summer months. Now, when it comes to the coconut oil, we're going to be using this in at 14%. Now, for the big star ingredient in our base for the pistachio butter is going to be pistachio oil. Now, this is really great. Now, a lot of people use this mainly for food, but this is great in skincare as well. This is really great for moisturizing qualities. It really helps to soothe the skin and really give you more of like a radiant glow. It's very similar to an olive oil or even an avocado oil, and it even has like that same, darkish green, yellowish color to it as well. And it also has a really strong like pistachio salty aroma to it as well. And this is going to really help with the scent profile that I've created as well. We're going to get into that a little bit later. Now, when it comes to the pistachio oil, this is going to be in at 10%. Now, let me know down below, is pistachio oil something that you would use in your skincare products? Is this something that you have used before? And what kind of products did you make with it in the past? Now we're going to have beeswax. Now, beeswax is a really great ingredient here, especially since we have mainly softer butters going on in this formula. The beeswax is going to add a lot of firmness when the product is at room temperature and allow for it to just really keep its structure and not be too soft of a body butter. So we're going to be using this in at 3%. But when it comes to your beeswax, this is a quick tip. Beeswax is not a one-for-one when it comes to a stearic acid or a cetyl alcohol. If you want an alternative to beeswax, you want to use calendula wax or even use soy wax. This is going to be a lot better of a ratio because with stearic acid, you're going to need to use this mainly at like 10% in order to get the same thickness that you would look for in a beeswax. But beeswax is so hard that by doing at 10%, you're going to have an extremely hard body butter that you're not going to be able to really use properly. It's going to be too hard and it's just not going to be a satisfying product to use, and it's not going to have the nice fluffiness that you're normally used to when it comes to body butter. So now that we have all of the butters and oils, we're gonna put this in a heat-safe bowl and allow for it to all melt down. You wanna make sure that all of the ingredients, the beeswax and everything is melted down. I do find that beeswax does take a little bit longer, so I will start the process on that first and then slowly add in the other ingredients so that it could help it along and it's not sitting on the double boiler for too long. You wanna make sure that you're allowing everything to melt down completely. Now, once everything has melted down, now you want it to cool off. You can either allow it to just sit on your counter and cool down, or you can put it in the fridge or freezer. I like to put it in the freezer, it kind of speeds up the process a little bit. So as you're allowing it to cool down, you're going to whip it up in batches so that it starts to cool down a little bit faster. And as it's cooling down, once you get to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, then you want to add in your vitamin E. Now, vitamin E is very very crucial here because this is going to be a natural preservative for body butter. Works great to ensure that the oils in your products do not go rancid. So you're gonna need a product like this for your body oils and your body butter. This is not going to be a good preservative or natural preservative if you're using, if you're making water-based products. It will not preserve those products. So do not use vitamin E oil as a replacement to preservatives in your water-based products. I have to make sure I say that because that is not going to preserve your product at all. And we're gonna have vitamin E in at 1%. So once I've added the vitamin E oil and allowed everything to whip up nicely, this is going to be a beautiful texture. I really love the nice light green color that it naturally gives the body butter base that you've created so far. But in order to kind of enhance that color a little bit more, I added in a little bit of a green mica. So I put about 1/4 of a teaspoon of green mica into my fragrance oil in order for it to incorporate a lot easier into the body butter. But now that brings us into the actual fragrance. Now this, you guys, is a beautiful fragrance. I think you're gonna really like it, especially if you've tried this chocolate bar before as well. Now, when it comes to this fragrance, we're gonna be using 7 different fragrances. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but the breakdown is pretty easy, and this is really going to layer the fragrances properly in order for you to really have the appropriate fragrance that you are looking for. Now, I know fragrances are a little intimidating when it comes to starting out with your body butter business or just with your skincare in general. If you're interested in a fragrance ebook, please comment down below ebook so that I know that that's something that you're interested in, because I think it will be really helpful to really dive into how to properly make fragrances and how to properly layer, and I'll give you, lots of examples and ways to properly layer your fragrances. So definitely comment down below, let me know if that's something you're interested in. So now we're gonna start off with the fragrance, but we're gonna start off with our base notes, because with your fragrances, you're always gonna have your base notes, middle notes, and top notes. Your base notes are going to be where you have the longest scent. So it's going to be around, 5 to 6 hours of this lasting. And with your base, you want to make sure this is gonna be the sillage. So this is the scent that follows as you leave. This is the scent that people are going to get right away. So with your base notes in this fragrance, we're gonna start off with vanilla scent. Now this is going to be a great fragrance because it's a great base that has a nice vanilla scent to it, but it's not too strong and it's not overly sweet either, but it helps to balance out the other fragrances within your middle and top notes. Then we're going to have cedarwood. Now cedarwood is going to be more of like a woodsy scent to it. It's going to have more of a musk, and every fragrance should have some form of like a woodsy, musky smell. It helps to really balance out the scent of the fragrance as well. And when it comes to like, chocolate and like pistachio, you kind of already have like an earthy scent to that. So it really helps to elevate the earthiness of this fragrance, but also making it more compatible with body fragrance. So we're gonna have both of these at 0.2%, and that's going to start off with our base notes. Then we're going to go into the middle notes. Now your middle notes are going to be, again, another longer lasting scent. This is going to last more, upwards to 3 to 4 hours, because this is going to be what really drives that fragrance home, what really is like the base. This is more so the actual base of the fragrance and what really brings it all together. Now within our middle notes, we're going to start off with a dark chocolate ganache. Now this is obviously needed because this is a chocolate bar. So with the dark chocolate ganache, I didn't want it to be too strong of a scent, because you kind of have a little bit of a nutty aroma with the other fragrances for the base of this pistachio body butter. I'm going to have this in at 0.3%. So it just kind of gives you a little bit of that chocolate nutty aroma that you need. Then we're going to have roasted pistachio. Now this is really great because it kind of pairs a lot with the pistachio oil that we're already using in the base of this body butter, but it really helps to elevate it just a little bit more, giving you a little bit more of that nutty punch that you need, and a little bit more of like the saltiness for the pistachio. And you kind of get that roasted smell. So it smells really, really great with everything combined. And the roasted pistachio is going to be in at 1% of the overall formula. Then we're going to have our top notes. Now with your top notes, this is the scent you're going to get right away. It doesn't last very long, but it also helps to elevate the other fragrances as well. You get the top notes, then you get hit with the middle notes, then the base notes last a little bit longer and really elongate the scent to last longer throughout the day. If you wear perfume often, or if you wear perfume oils, you'll notice that as the smell dissipates, you really start to get more of like the strong base of vanilla or the musk that is inside of that fragrance. And with the top notes of like maybe the floral or citrus that you have within that fragrance, it starts to dissipate a little bit quicker, and you don't smell that at the end of the day, but you'll smell like these small hints of the vanilla and the musk, or like the cedarwood or the sandalwood. Like you'll smell that longer throughout the day. So first, with the top notes, we're going to start off with pistachio sweet cream, and this is going to be the gourmand of this fragrance. And by that I mean this is going to be that sweet vanilla, cakey, sweet smell that you get when you are smelling your Bath and Body or a really sweet fragrance. The gourmand is really what brings together that cakey, bakery-like scent. So we're gonna really need this, and it doesn't really have much of like a super nutty scent to it. It has a little bit, but you're really more so getting like the gourmand, the sweet fragrance for this particular part of the top notes. And with this is going to be in at 2% of the overall formula, because you really want that sweet fragrance to hit first, and then it starts to dissipate and you get like that roasted pistachio as you start to smell the fragrance more. So then we have the almond liqueur. Now with the almond liqueur, this is a really great fragrance because it gives you like the toasted phyllo dough scent that you get naturally from this chocolate bar. So with the almond, it kind of has like a toasted, sweet honey fragrance to it, and it really brings in that toasted scent that you need from the phyllo dough for this overall fragrance for the chocolate bar. So the almond liqueur really brings more of like the nutty toasted smell that you need to really bring this whole entire fragrance together. And we're going to have this in at 1.3% of the overall formula. Now, once you put all of these fragrances together, I really implore you to put them together in a little small, bottle, and I'll have some linked down below that you can purchase, because these are really great when it comes to actually testing out your fragrances, and it gives you the chance to put them all together before you actually make a big batch, or before you even add it to the body butter. And you can see how the smell comes across, see how you like it. Once I've tested out this fragrance, a few times and messed around with the percentages, I really love the way that this comes together. It's a really well-rounded scent. It's not just sweet, it's not just nutty, it's not overly chocolatey either. So you really get some of the chocolate aroma that you naturally get from some of the butters that we have here, and then you also get the nuttiness from the natural oils of the pistachio oil. And then this fragrance really comes together and it gives you a lot of good hints of vanilla when you are looking at the sweet cream, and then you have the vanilla scent. Almond liqueur has a little bit of vanilla as well, so you're getting a lot of great vanilla scents that really make this well-rounded. Then you have the cedarwood that gives you more of like that woody scent, and that's going to last a lot longer and really make people kind of turn their head and say, what does that smell like? And it's just a beautiful scent that all the way comes together. I love this fragrance because it just came out so beautifully. It smells sweet and you smell like a bakery. It's just really great. I was wearing it over the weekend and I got so many compliments on this scent. People are like, what is that? It smells so good and sweet and delectable. So this is a really great fragrance that you can try out that will really set you apart, because you don't see this very often. It's a really beautiful smell and it's just very unique. Definitely give this fragrance a try and let me know when you do, and let me know what you think of this fragrance. If you are needing a little bit more help when it comes to making body butter, because I know it can get a little complicated and you want some more step-by-step guidance and tips, then watch this video here where I share with you how to make body butter step by step so that you can always have the same consistency every single time. And I will catch you in the next one.